You asked me many hypothetical questions. I asked you one.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
The universe is just
there are
the
so
set
many
of something.
conditions of.
Anyway, thanks
of
very
what
much, Hashim.
You
No
could
problem.
say any answer that I give could be kind of deconstructed, and any answer I give would be incomplete. You know, so.
But your ideal state of existence would be nothing. That's what you're saying.
Well, okay, it'd be pure consciousness.
Then that is not nothing. Okay? How do you define pure consciousness?
Just awareness.
This awareness?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what would you be to be aware?
I would just be awareness.
What is that? Awareness itself is a concept, you know that.
So I would.
You cannot touch awareness. It's an abstract. So you, you're saying you just want to be an abstract thing.
Isn't it?
So
No, your awareness is an
no,
experience.
yeah, awareness is awareness of what? First and foremost, awareness of your surroundings. Yes. So you need to have space. You need to have time to become aware, to be aware. So space and time are necessary for you.
There is no
For you,
time.
you cannot. There has to be time, because otherwise, for you to say I'm aware,
It's time space.
there is the space-time. Space-time continuum has to be there for you to be aware.
Well, I don't know that, do I?
Well, for you as a human being to be aware. But because you're saying awareness, you need to be some entity
God-
to be aware.
Allah, in your terms, has got awareness and is outside of space-time. So awareness does not have to be within space-time.
Yeah, but Allah is not nothing. You said you want to be nothing.
Consciousness, I said awareness.
Yeah, but Allah is not just awareness,
Not just
or
awareness.
just consciousness. That's why I told you these things are abstract. These things are something that's not tangible. But you want to be, if you want to be
Awareness isn't abstract.
yeah, do you not consider it to be something which is what do you say, is basically a concept?
No, it's an experience.
Or rather, it's a, how do you define consciousness? Is the awareness that you exist, that I am. Yes? The I am thing, that I exist. Sorry.
It's the awareness.
Yes.
It's the observer part of your mind body
Yeah.
in space-time, but it could be outside of space-time.
Yeah. So you need to be something to be aware. You can't just be awareness. I mean, you can't.
You're just saying that, but neither of us can answer that question, to be honest.
No, it is, because awareness and concept comes from your own existence, isn't it?
No, that's a straw
It's
man.
your.
That's a straw man.
No, it's not a straw man argument. Consciousness doesn't exist by itself. It needs an entity to basically experience that, to have thought, to think. Yes, you need to be something to manifest those things of awareness, of feelings, of emotions. You cannot just be nothing and then have awareness. That would be nonsensical.
Well, I don't think it's nonsensical.
It is, because awareness itself, it doesn't just appear to be like in its own existence.
Well, that's where we differ.
No, we don't, because awareness is of a body, of an entity who is aware of itself.
Well,
It doesn't just float in the air, awareness.
It does.
Or feelings or consciousness. It doesn't. Not to. If you can show me any example from the universe where it just floats by itself without having any.
No, I did a while ago. I spoke to you about the double slit experiment. Did you ever look it up?
What's that got to do with awareness?
So that is the relationship between the observer and the observed, and the So this is about quantum field theory, and ultimately the concept is that everything is just a wave of energy until it's observed, and when it becomes observed, it acts like particles or more material kind of function, and that is.
And who is observing that?
So if you have an experiment of the double slit.
No, I understood that. I'm asking you, who is observing it?
I'm just trying to answer.
Okay.
If you've got the double slit experiment and you observe that experiment, it will act like a particle. If you don't observe it, it'll act like a wave.
Who is observing it?
Humans.
Exactly. So this human is not nothing.
No, what I'm saying is that the particles that you're observing are not.
Yeah, but in our
are changed.
in
They're
our
static.
discourse, wait. In our discourse, that's irrelevant. What happens to where there's a wave or a particle? In our discourse, I'm asking you about awareness. In order for you to experience, yes, you need to be at least a sentient being. Yes. At least.
Sentient.
Yes, sentient.
What's your definition of sentient?
Someone or something that has feelings or can feel, can feel. Yes.
Is a plant a sentient being?
Plant feels, yeah. I would say to an extent it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it's a clear definition.
There is a clear definition. It's in the dictionary. Yes, it is in the dictionary. You can check it out if you want. He brings up his dictionary. He's just Googling for it.
If I have to.
Doesn't sentient mean react to its surroundings?
Right?
Does it mean sentient?
No, that's awareness. That's consciousness. Yeah, I suppose so. It can be, yes. So it is basically your feelings, something that has feelings, as opposed to thoughts and things.
Yeah.
Because
so sentient is able to perceive or feel things.
Carry on.
There you go.
As opposed to think. There's another one. Right?
Yeah, feel from the verb feeling. Yeah?
So I'm right, yeah? Sentient.
Yeah, you're right, but that's not awareness then.
Well, I didn't say that was awareness. I said that's sentient.
Yeah, but you
That's why awareness is basically. So look, for me, consciousness is if you think, then you exist. In the most simplest form.
I think, so therefore I am.
Yes, I think therefore I am. Yes, who was it? Descartes. Yeah. So this philosopher, Descartes, or however Descartes is how we pronounce it. Yeah. So basically, that's what awareness is. So basically, someone who's at least able to think.
No.
Yes, at least.
No, but he
And that's the reason we don't say plants are conscious or aware, because we don't think plants think like the way we do. You know, at least we don't only think, we rationalize things. So everything, for example, for you, that your brain and your nervous system plays an important role in your consciousness and your awareness. So these things are necessary, because if you don't have them, if you don't have those faculties, then you wouldn't be aware, you wouldn't be conscious. But there are other forms who are aware and conscious. Maybe they don't require this. Like for example, the angels, which I would believe in, because things of the metaphysical we don't know about. Scientists cannot know about those things.
That is partly the thing when you say, oh, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, I don't know what can or can't be done. But what I have a relationship to, I think, therefore I am, is we're not talking about thoughts. We're talking about the psychological or the awareness state that can even observe thoughts. So it's not the thoughts themselves that...
Who can observe thoughts? Other than yourself? Who can observe thoughts?
The observer self in you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So other than yourself, nobody can observe your thoughts. You see what I mean? At least not a mortal.
No. What I would say is that the shared consciousness that you have, that I have, that an animal has.
It's not shared.
Well, what I'm saying is
it's consciousness.
Yeah. I'm saying it's a shared consciousness.
How do you mean shared?
Is that
like I don't know what you're thinking and you don't know what I'm thinking. So how is it shared?
No, right. So it's the same.
You mean like a common,
yes.
Characteristic?
It's like the air.
That's fine.
You know, it's kind of.
It's a common. But
no.
I think we started this thing about consciousness based on.
It's a universal.
No. I'm saying consciousness requires an object, like an entity, for it to realize that it is aware. You cannot just say consciousness exists by itself in some.
Where did you get that from?
Well. You said consciousness.
No, but you said it's
I'm saying consciousness is aware. What is aware? The object who's conscious is aware. So you need some body, some person, some entity to be aware of the surroundings. Consciousness itself cannot just float in the air. I just told you.
No, you told me, but where did you get the information
from? Based on the definition of consciousness.
Well, we're talking about metaphysical consciousness.
Exactly, and I'm talking about metaphysical as well, because I do not believe that any scientist out there can actually observe consciousness, or even, I don't know, pinpoint consciousness. All they can say is that yes, your brain and your nervous system play an important role in consciousness. So if you remove part of your brain, maybe that part of the brain might be controlling some ability for you to be conscious. For example, your sight. Yes, it might control your sight, that part of the brain. So what they are saying is that this part plays an important role in certain aspect of your consciousness. That's all they can say. However, they cannot observe under a microscope that there is consciousness inside the brain or inside the cells of the brain, the neurons. They cannot observe this, but they still accept it. They still accept it, and that is the beauty of the metaphysical, that even those scientists who actually do not believe in the metaphysical, they accept it without evidence, without any empirical evidence at least.
No, but there is empirical evidence.
For what? For consciousness?
Of your own consciousness.
How can it be empirical if it's subjective?
it's subjective.
And empirical evidence has to be objective, observable. I don't know, at least it should be something testable and something you can prove to other people. Just if it's subjective, it's not considered as empirical.
So what how are you aware of your own awareness?
How am I aware?
Of your own awareness?
Well, like I said, based on the definition of awareness and consciousness, yes, I know that I'm aware and conscious.
How?
That I know my surroundings.
But if you...
So it is, in my case, it would be more...
If you were blind and
even then, you would be aware of your surroundings.
and you didn't, and you're paralyzed, so you didn't
Doesn't
have
matter.
any bodily...
Doesn't matter.
So how
the
would
fact
you know?
that the fact that you are living, yes, yeah, trust me, you can never have a perpetual machine, whether it is manually operated or it is...
What would you as a doctor do if somebody is on life support, they're in a coma, and in your own definition, they're alive,
Yeah.
would you at any point decide to turn off that life support?
I don't know. I can't have that choice given to me. Okay, because I as a person, I don't know the state of that person. It's on a case-by-case basis.
No, but
Some people,
I'm just saying.
some people want to keep.
an ethical frame.
Yeah, there are many people who would keep their, their family alive on a machine in a coma for a very long time, even 20, 30 years. Yes, some people have actually woken up from the coma after that time.
What does Islam say?
What does Islam say? I don't know. I think there's difference of opinion on that.
What are the differences?
So some say yes, they can be kept on this life support machine. Some say
How do
there's
they
no need.
define
I don't know. Like I said, it's on a case-by-case basis. Yes, but there's no such thing as a perpetual
But
machine.
it's interesting that internal consciousness, like I'm sure people of Islam and Christianity, or any belief system would say that person has got a life at that point.
So a person in a coma is considered alive. It's not dead.
And people in society do make that difficult decision to turn off.
It is, it's a very difficult
based
decision.
on really whether there's any hope for a greater life, although there are exceptional.
It's the same thing with some people who want to go through treatment for cancer. Some people say, do you want to go through the chemotherapy or not? Some people say, no, I don't want to, because I know if I'm in a stage 4, then maybe this is just to keep the pain away or something like that. Yeah, it's called palliative. What's it called?
Palliative care.
Palliative, yeah. And that's what it is. So again, it comes down to the family, I suppose, who makes this ultimate,
but this is an ultimate
really difficult decision.
That, and you're kind of, in the sense of Islam, you're saying Allah doesn't want to give decisions to human beings that they can't cope with, and yet those decisions.
No, it is not.
Those decisions.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think there's a difference between killing someone in cold blood, especially children and infants, going from door to door and hacking them to death, like it happened in the case of the Bible, the Amalekites. That's very different to someone who is at the end of their life, basically.
It could be a child.
It could be a child, yeah. I'm not saying no, but I'm saying if everyone, including the doctors, have given up hope and there's no cure, no treatment for them, then they have to make this ultimate painful decision. Yes, it is not easy, but it's painful. But I wouldn't say it's beyond the scope of that or the ability of those people to make that decision.
You don't think it would be in the realms of kind of Islam to give a guidance on that decision?
No, that's why there's a difference of opinion. So Islam, I don't think, says clearly that kill them or don't put them on life machine. Because, there have been cases. The doctors have told us that this person, there's no future for this person. The person is going to die, so might as well switch off. But the families insisted, no, we'll keep them on the life support machine. He's in a coma. We'll see what happens. And many of them actually woke up from the coma.
These are ethical decisions.
Yeah, I know, but look, at the end of the day, if the family, based on the circumstances they are in, decide, then it should be left to the family, I think. Let's leave it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
John.
John? Thanks a lot, John. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this long discussion.
You've been in it like how long with
Yeah, I know, with K as well, yeah. Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Hope this video was helpful for you. This may help others too, so please consider sharing, and we will bring more videos in the future, inshallah. So consider subscribing and you won't miss any. Jazakallahu khairan.